stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right?
I type so fast, being
Is that what
Catholic.
you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
Oh.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
Marley's up there crying now.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
Okay.
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dan is still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
All right.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Let's hear it.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy.
Great clip, Fluffer Waffer.
But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy.
Dark energy.
One type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
That would be interesting.
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
It's just a small part.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Maybe?
Shion.
Okay.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
All right.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevrekt-35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time.
Yeah, we're gonna go talk to Hevrekt again.
It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Let's go have a chat with this celestial being.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevrekt-35 our answer.
Let's do another save. Okay. Going in. We're going in. I went to the wrong area. Yeah, the wrong area. My bad. Wrong button again. I'm a jabroni. All right, let's go talk to Hevrekt. Hello.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
We'll go to the core.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated.
I knew it.
Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma.
Oh.
You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are
I do
our
hear
best
waffles.
tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Okay.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to
Maria's
reform.
like, no, don't
What
like
will
that.
happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
Boo.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the great spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
Not doing it.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. That we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This
All right.
plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony.
Interesting.
We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the
Oh,
Maiden.
yeah. So there is
Which
a
would make
connection.
Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait,
Dohalim.
Iori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns could be neutralized by placing them in it.
The spirit channeling ceremony, I believe, is what awakened the wedge, which is like siphoning energy into Rena. I believe.
If so, Can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
But still
Well,
confused
can
pretty
it?
much sums this up.
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
Deal with
What
it,
does
bro.
that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Boo.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
Shut up.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
I knew you would.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
The red woman.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
All right, we're going to the core.
So right in the middle of that giant flower then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Okay.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Hevrekt-35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all. Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me.
Yeah.
The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
All right. Oh, we got a trophy.
Is it too much to ask for Hevrekt-35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait.
All
Once
right.
the Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Rena right away.
Got a little scene with this character. It'll take some time to completely repair your starship. I suggest that you get all the rest you can in the interim. What's up, Phantom Knight? Hold on. Let's save. Let's see. The motivation of the Helanquil are confusing. Time for what? Phantom Knight knows. Take Dana's astral energy to satisfy the Great Spirit of Rena. All it managed to do was make it stronger. So, yeah, it sounds like the Great Spirit of Rena is going to do, like, irreparable harm to the universe or whatever. Which is why Hevrekt is like, guys, this isn't good, guys. But all these Renans that are working here are like, just doopy 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 doop. Alright, I gotta walk on the green line. Phantom Knight's here, everybody! Last chance to spend SP. Well, this is potentially the final stream for Tales of Arise. Oh, it is! Heyo! Faster Flaming Edge charge. That seems decent. For the story, anyway, yeah. Do those. Just spend the last bit of my SP. Marius asks, where did the Great Spirit even come from, and what caused it to get to a point where it would do irreparable damage to the universe? Still way too many questions. Story just keeps creating more instead of answering them. See, penetration plus 40. I cannot believe I don't have strengthened magic charge. I don't know if I'm going to do post-game. Don't think so. Maybe off stream, but there are just so many video games to play. I've been playing that Forza Horizon 5. Just wonderful. I'm all for a bit of mystery, but this story is just, you can have 5% of the answers. Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty much locked in. I don't even think I can go shop or anything. I think I'm pretty much locked into this. Yeah, you can't fast travel. There are a lot of side quests. You see all those? All these like little envelopes? Side quests that never got finished. There's that whole battle arena. Remember that too? Phantom Knight says, and second, your next stream, you'll finally be starting Metroid Dread. Yeah! Have you had a chance to think about your favorite Metroid game yet? I know you've been playing all those. I'm so excited. That's cool, man. Dread rules. So far, it's Fusion, baby! Come on! It's just so awesome, isn't it, Phantom Knight? Yeah, Metroid Dread. Alright, here we go. We're going. I don't know if I have enough healing items. Like, that's my biggest problem right now. Like, this is all I have. I can go sleep. That's it. Okay, we're going. Fusion, AM2R, Super, and then Zero mission. Oh, okay. Samus Returns might have been a better choice for the Metroid 2, just because the control's more similar to Dread.
About where Renans really come from?
But, I mean, AM2R is
but not for
crazy
myself.
awesome.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head on, don't you?
Yeah, he's not gonna lie about it.
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
Thank you, Myria.
I'm
Pinky's
sure you'll
up,
do
everyone.
great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light.
Dohalim rules.
Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Danans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Well, yeah.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends.
It isn't letting you lower
If we
stream
can build
quality
a society
again.
that works like that,
What the
that'll be
heck?
something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans?
You could
and
try it
nothing
on your
more?
Xbox.
That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do.
Doesn't
I
even
think
give
it
you
would
the
make for
option.
a
Yeah,
fine
it's
tribute
really
to my
weird.
brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't
Boring.
know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you. Duh.
Aww.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
Interesting.
You know,
Fluffer wuffer.
I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Forget kissing. I mean, you know. Yeah.
Why'd you
That's
call me,
right.
sir?
There you go.
Was
Come
there something
on.
you wanted to talk about?
Uh-oh.
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Oh, he's saying
Apologize?
sorry.
For what?
I was being real stupid before. About whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
These two are not a couple.
You really trust
No
Dana's
way.
will,
I don't get
you?
that vibe.
Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us?
I don't get it.
Because
I don't
you can
feel that.
understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the
Lover
run
says,
and
"Are you
had to live in
kidding
hiding."
me?"
When we rescued
Watch
Zephyr
the
and
intro
I
again.
finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn
Rinwell's
out to
having
be
a
bad.
scene and you're
You
interrupting
almost
it,
need
Waffles.
it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
A little bit of Rena.
You... What?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah. Maybe.
Hevrekt-35 might know the answer.
Hevrekt-35.
But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become.
There you go, Law. I fight for my friends.
So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried
Yes,
it was
Phantom
because...
Knight. Yes, you got it.
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No.
Okay.
What were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
Uh-oh.
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
Awkward. Now there's egg on my face. There's egg on my beard.
Are you sure you don't want to get some rest?
Look. Egg. There's egg on my face. Ah! Ah! I'm really funny, you guys, okay?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Shion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Like sponges.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me
They're gonna
something.
make a promise.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrekt-35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Wow.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything that
Listen,
we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world.
She's so selfless
Renans
now.
and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared
It's pretty
too.
sick, dude. Pretty sick.
Okay.
Okay.
But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
Can't go back on your word, bro.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me.
Hmm?
My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before.
Pretty cool, like, dichotomy there. Even all this, like, weighs in.
But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. okay?
Yeah. Okay. Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right.
Let's do it.
We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrekt-35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrekt-35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the
A
planet.
one-way trip.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this
Oh,
stage.
they're done for no matter what.
As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
We are heroes in an RPG.
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
All right, well, there we go. So I think we can teleport now. Oh, no, we cannot. Okay, we cannot. We cannot teleport. Often bad answer should be because I had a helmet put on my head and I was asleep for 300 years, lol. Yeah, it does. That's the simple way to put it.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
That's the good stuff, Phantom Knight. That's the good stuff. Oh, wow. I thought we were going to have a chance to go back and buy items. That's that good stuff. That's what you inject that into my veins. That was a sick shot. Holy cow. Oh my god. Hi. We're here.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
Helganquil.
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy.
Whoa.
This world is dead.
Interesting.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
Interesting. That's
And it's
gnarly.
covering everything. The entire planet.
Pretty cool.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is.
Dude, true. There's
But after being
ruins.
robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it
Crazy.
remains to this day.
It's pretty
A world of
freaking
death
metal. It's
and
pretty
emptiness.
sick, dude.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking
Looking
for
for the
another
next,
host.
yep.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
Pretty sick, man. Whoa, doctor!
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate, ever.
So cool. Okay, now we can teleport. Okay, I just want to go buy some items. I think Thistlein might be our best bet for a shop, or here. Can I fast travel right where I am, though? Yes, I can. Okay. Gonna go buy some items. Get locked in.
We finally made it.
Sell our extra gear. Okay. We have all the strongest stuff we can buy, at least. I could just straight up buy pineapple gel. That's crazy. Life bottles. They're so expensive. I can use these outside of battle, and they'll get me further. And we'll do one pineapple gel. There we go.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
Yes, we did.